Hey everybody, this is Giancarlo Alino reporting for Sportskeeda MMA, and I'm happy to be joined by my guest here. He is the reigning and defending Bellator middleweight champion. He's Johnny Eblen. How you doing, Johnny?
Good. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. And Johnny, this is an exciting time for Bellator MMA. They're going to be premiering there on CBS with Bellator 290, and it's going to be a big card for yourself, big platform. How you feeling ahead of this fight?
Feeling confident, feeling ready. Excited to put on a performance on CBS and have a lot of eyes on me and just enjoy the moment and, have fun out there like always.
And when you got the call for this event, what were your initial reactions there? Because this is going to be their network debut there. So what did it mean to you to be one of the fighters included in this big event?
Means a lot. Means Bellator, weighs me pretty highly. The fact that they're putting me on this big card shows that they have faith in me to put on a performance and be exciting.
And you won the title against Gegard Mousasi, and you got the odds makers there by surprise because they had you as the underdog and you showed them how dominant of a performance that was. How did it feel for you? Like, were you expecting to beat them so dominantly the way you did?
Yeah, pretty much everything that happened I was expecting. No big surprises over here. Just going to continue to do what I do and continue to dominate and have fun out there and put on a show and keep the fans, happy.
And it's another thing, like a lot of fighters talk about. It's one thing when you're trying to become champion, going through the grind there of being a contender. And once you win the title, it's another thing. Like, how have you dealt with that pressure since you become champion?
I just train the same way that I always train and act like I'm not the champion, to be the champ and to stay the champ, you have to train like a champ. So I'm still putting myself through the grinder and still pushing every day. Like I don't have so I think that's a key thing I have to stick to is don't get too comfortable and continue to evolve, continue to get better and train like you're not the champ almost every single day, every single moment of the day, because it's not going to get handed to me. It has to be earned.
And that mindset too, like you're unbeaten in your career. So you've just been on a trajectory there. Every fight you're improving so much. So how have you maintained that? Like, who's in your corner? Like, what's your support system like that you felt gain all that experience and knowledge and continue on this path?
Lately, my coaching staff at American Top Team has been great. They've been helping me continue to evolve. We got King Mo, we got Mike Brown, we got Steve Mako, Thiago Alves, we got Dia Davis, we got, a bunch of other coaches that helped me out as well. Especially the fighters at the gym. I'll pick up little things here and there when I train with them. And also, the things I do outside of fighting, I do functional patterns that keeps me healthy and continually making me a better athlete. So when I do go out and train, I'm more able to pull off more techniques and such. And not really getting injured like I used to. I used to deal with a lot of injuries back in the day. So, I have a really good support system and I just got to continue to do what I do and go out and beat the shit out of people.
And just you talked about there, like the injuries, like was there something you changed maybe in your training, or like what was maybe that shift and remaining healthier and being able to do what you're doing right now?
I got away from traditional training, traditional weightlifting and traditional rehab. And I started doing FP, functional patterns, and they gave me a bunch of protocols. I just listened to the protocols and execute them. And since then, I've been my whole career took a turn for the better. So that's pretty much the biggest change I did. Just being more intelligent with my habits, being more intelligent in general, and continue to get better.
Yeah, and it shows there too, because when you fought Gegard, like you were able to just beat him in every single area, whether it's stand up, grappling, and coming after that fight. Like I think a lot of people were maybe expecting a rematch. Like, were you surprised that they didn't do an immediate rematch, considering what he's done in the sport and that they gave you another opponent, or was that even a thought of conversation at the time?
Nah, he doesn't deserve a rematch. He needs to get another win. I'm glad that they booked him and Edwards. That's a good fight. probably have the winner of that. That's what it's looking like. But I have to beat Anatoly first. So all my attention and focus is on Anatoly Tokov and taking him out. And then from there on, I'll take out whoever else I need to take out to continue to hold on to this belt.
And speaking of Anatoly Tokov there, the Team Fedor representative, what have you seen out of his career and what are you looking at in this upcoming fight?
He's just a really strong vet, Sambo background, typical Russian. Russians have different styles within them, but he's more of like a boxer, wrestler, powerful, but nothing too special. I think I beat him everywhere. I think I'm better everywhere.
And this middleweight clash here, like that division right now in Bellator is continuing to improve, and we're seeing a lot of guys come in. Aaron Jeffries, another one. We've seen Dalton Rasta, your teammate. So down the line, though, if you were to get matched up with Dalton Rasta, would you consider that fight if it's for a title, or would you look at other options, maybe even moving up to 205?
We have to do it. But my aspirations are to be, the best, the GOAT. So if that means staying at 85 and defending, or going up a weight class, going down a weight class, I'd rather go up a weight class. I don't like cutting weight. But, I'll do whatever I want to do, whatever I feel like is needed in the moment to, continue my legacy. So if that's fighting Dalton, I'll fight Dalton. If it's going up a weight class or going down a weight class, I'll do that. But like I said, I'd rather go up. I'm not a big fan of cutting weight. So
you think 170 would you would able to make that?
I mean, I could. I don't cut very much weight for 85. I could make 70, but it's just not desirable. I wouldn't like. The camp would be miserable. The weight cut would be miserable. And I haven't made 70 since college. And even then, I wrestled 184 and 197 in college a couple of times. I wrestled 197, and then my senior year I cut down to 174, and it was terrible. It was horrible because you have to wrestle like every weekend. So I was making the weight every weekend, or even twice a week, because sometimes you have duels and stuff, and it's just like it was hard on my body. So
yeah, just even the weight cut now, like you see fighters, and we've heard stories even from the UFC of their middleweight champion Alex Pereira, how much weight he has to cut down. Do you think that puts you at a disadvantage in a way, or do you think fighters should, like yourself, just more of a natural weight cut than cutting drastic amounts of weight?
I mean, it's all subjective to the guy. Like maybe they think they get an advantage cutting a bunch of weight. I think it's honestly a disadvantage because most of your camp is probably, getting your weight down, and plus the cut the night before that, the week of is probably horrible. And to each their own. I'm just a big fan of fighting close to your weight, and just becoming a better martial artist and becoming a better fighter is what your focus should be, not the weight cut.
Yeah, I agree with you. And it's just shows in your fights, because we've seen this improvement all the time. And I just want to ask you a couple final questions here. Like Vadim Nemkov's a fighter at light heavyweight, much like yourself, finally getting recognition in terms of just the grand scope of MMA. You had some time to train with him. What was that like?
It was good, man. I got a lot of good rounds with him. He's a good dude. Him and Mousasi too, the heavyweight, the Team Fedor heavyweight. They came out. They were getting ready for Corey Anderson, and I gave him that wrestling look, and he gave me the look I needed to fight his teammate, which is kind of funny. But no, he's a good dude. We got great rounds. Yeah, that's all I can really say. We got great training together.
And just for yourself, like a lot of fighters, when you're dialed into fighting, like sometimes you want to just take a little bit off and focus on other things. Is there another sport you follow regularly just to take your mind off fighting a little bit?
Not really, man. I kind of, my big thing is I like getting out, to the beach, getting off my phone a bit, trying to go out in the nature. I'll go on like road trips, or fly out somewhere to get away from everything. Here and there, I'll do that after fights. And then I keep up with all combat sports, so maybe it's not MMA, but I'll keep up with some like kickboxing, some boxing, some wrestling. I'm a big fan of the sport, so I like to watch everything that's involved in the sport. So whether it's wrestling, jiu-jitsu, boxing, kickboxing, I'll watch it all. But yeah, I'm usually pretty much tuned in most of the time, man.
Great. And before we wrap up here, how can our viewers here follow you on social media?
Johnny Eblen on Twitter and Instagram at Johnny Eblen. It's just my first and last name. Yeah, give me a follow.
I appreciate that. I highly recommend that follow as well. And we wish you all the best there at Bellator 290 when you defend that Bellator middleweight championship. Thanks a lot for doing this, Johnny.
Thank you.